Yay! Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Great to be with you today. We're so excited. We've got some really fun things to share, some really cool gadgets for as the summer's heating up. We want to stay nice and cool this summer, especially in the kitchen. So we've got some really fun gadgets to share about that. Can't wait to chat with you.
All
Please say
right.
hi as you're popping in. We'd love to say hi
Yes.
back. And if you have any questions about anything we're going to share today, please let us know.
Yeah. So we are kind of in multiple locations. If you're following along with us on Amazon, you can see the carousel. I'll highlight the items as we talk about them. But also, if you are watching us elsewhere, you can check out, we have links in the description for all of the products that we're talking about today. And we love, we use these products. We love these products. So please, if you have any questions about anything that we're sharing, share it in the chat. Or if you've used some of these or some of your favorite, what we're chatting about today is kind of summer kitchen gadgets, things that help in the summertime for cooking and not heating up your entire kitchen, all those sorts of things. So if you have some go-to tips for us, please share it in the chat because we would love to hear what works for you all as well.
Exactly. Hi, everybody. I can see you're popping in. Thanks so much for being with us today. If you don't know who we are, I'm Patty and I'm here with Hillary.
Hello, everyone.
And we're the co-founders of Hound Hugger DIY. We are DIY content creators. We love all things handmade, but we also love our pups and we love shopping for our pups and cooking for our pups and all the things about pups. So today we're going to be talking about, as we mentioned, we're going to talk about kitchen fun gadgets. We don't want to spend our summers in the kitchen. You know, it's fun in the kitchen. Our pups love, I have 2 pups that love hanging out at my feet while I'm in the kitchen. But with the summer weather and kind of picnics and barbecues and all the events and gatherings, we've got some really great gadgets and some tips and tricks to hang out in the kitchen as little as possible, as fun as possible, with some really fun finds that we're super excited to share with you today. And I think our first one is this little popcorn popper. It's a microwave popcorn popper. So Hillary's shown her microwave popcorn popper, which is really, really cool. It collapses down. It's to save space for storage, all the things. This one I think is just as cool in a whole different way, right? So first of all, I love the retro design. It comes in so many fun colors you can choose. This is, I think, like the teal or light blue color. And the really cool part about this popcorn popper is you have this 3-in-1 lid is what they call it, and there's a line around the top here. That's how much you fill your popcorn up to, and then you just dump it into your bowl here, into the jar. And you can do, I think, up to 2. Like 1 is a half a jar and 2 of them is a full tub here. And then see the little openings? It's like a little sieve here. This is a little reservoir. You can actually put your butter in this little reservoir. And then, of course, the third, that's 1, 2, and the third is it's that this is a lid, but you can put the butter in the lid and it melts onto the popcorn so just like a movie theater, right? Like as the popcorn's popping, you got the butter kind of dripping down. And of course you can add seasoning, cinnamon, and all kinds of fun things in here, Parmesan, herbs, really kind of, you can have savory or sweet kind of popcorn, which I love. But movie nights for summertime, whether you're having a drive-in outside, some people have like those like huge big screens in their backyard and kind of hang out and have like a drive-in theater, outdoor theater in their backyard. This would be great for that. Or just hunkering down in the nice cool air conditioning, curling up on the sofa with your pups with a nice big bowl of popcorn. And you can probably share a couple kernels with them as well, depending on what's on the popcorn. But that's another thing my pups love is hanging out. They know they get at least 1 kernel of popcorn when we're eating. So this is a great popcorn popper. It's 3-quart in size. I do think they have other sizes as well. Again, it comes in multiple colors. It's dishwasher safe. It's easy to clean. One of the reviews, there's a gal that's had this for like 10 or 12 years, like a long, long time. She's hand washed hers she just wants to make sure that it doesn't get clunked around, in the dishwasher. But it is dishwasher safe. It's so easy to use. It's healthy. So you're not having all the oils and all the things in your
Any of the
popcorn.
mystery oils that are in like the kind of prepackaged ones,
Yes.
like it's so nice to be able to not only you get to pick your popcorn, so there's different qualities in the popcorn as well, and you get to pick everything that's going into it, so you know exactly what's going into that popcorn as you're making it. Like I just love that.
And I like that you can see it too, right? So that's really nice. And they tell you don't use the popcorn button on your microwave because the setting could be off, you know, based on this size and your microwave's wattage and all the things. So you basically run this. I think for us, it's like 3.5 minutes, 3 to 3.5 minutes. And I think we have an 1100 wattage microwave. But what they don't want you to do, so one of the tips here is they don't want you to have the timer run out on the microwave and then restart it, because then you'll end up with some burnt kernels. So if you're hanging out, I always hang out by the microwave just to make sure, because you kind of want to listen to the popcorn popping. You can always add 30 seconds or whatever, you know, and so you just want to keep it going until you start to hear the popcorn slow down in terms of the kernels opening up. And then it's good to go. And you can eat it right out of the little jar here, or certainly pour it into a bowl and share it. I don't know about sharing with anybody else, but sometimes I have a hard time sharing my popcorn. So anyway, this is a really great find, a really great gift. I mean, it's so unique. I love the style of it. Like as a gift, this would make a really fun like birthday gift for the summertime as well. Of course, you can use this all year round. It's perfect in the wintertime and fall as well. But lots of fun colors. I love this. Can't say enough nice things about it. It makes the perfect popcorn. Love it.
And I love the idea of movie nights in the backyard. I think that's so fun. So having the sort of the retro popcorn popper and all the things, like it's just, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, you could get a whole charcuterie board out and like, you know, just have make it a whole family night. A lot of fun.
Right. And then our next one, we actually have a video here for, and it's the one that's sitting next to you. So
the bread maker. So this is the Cuisinart bread maker. I've got it here. It's a compact version. I really love this. I actually ended up getting this during 2020 when it was hard to find bread. I wanted to make sure, like, bread is a staple in my diet. I am all about the carbs. So, you know, I don't overdo it, but I can't give up bread. Like I love my bread, and having homemade bread is such a treat. And I forgot how simple and easy it is to do. It's been a number of years since I had made my own homemade bread. And this gadget makes it could not be easier. First of all, it gives you all these really cool recipes. And in the video, I'll go through a number of them, but you can do French bread. You could do wheat bread. You could do brioche loaf. You could do, I mean, it's crazy. Cinnamon swirl bread, multi-grain breads. You could do a sourdough starter or pizza dough, like all kinds of really fun things. And they give you all the recipes to make that happen. A raspberry cheese Danish. Like who wouldn't want one of those homemade? Like really cool recipes, which I love. So not only do you have the gadget, but they make it super easy to use it. So basically all you do is you push the program, you get all your ingredients, you lift the lid, put all your ingredients inside, and it has this removable kind of bread tray or bowl. And inside it has a little kneading paddle that kneads the dough as it's in the first kind of stages of cooking. And you throw your your ingredients in, and it'll tell you in this recipe book the order to put them in, so you don't have to guess. Then you hit the program button, and it'll tell you, and you can kind of pick if you want light, dark, or medium toasted bread, colored bread on the outside if you want it. And then it has an option for the size. So you could do small, medium, and large size loaves in here. And then there's just a stop button. It's or start and stop button. It could not be easier. And I'm sorry, I skipped over programs. So the programs are like white bread, ultra fast bread, doughs. You can make jam, like strawberry jam in here. Wow. Crazy. You could make cakes in here. It says gluten-free bread, sweet breads, all that kind of stuff. So that's the program. You tell it kind of what kind of breads you're making. And then again, you pick how light or dark you want your bread to be. And then you can see I'm pulling it out. Obviously the handle is hot. So I'm using a mitt to pull it out. And then it literally just slides right out. So I just made some French bread, and the little kneading paddle is in the bottom of the bread. You just pull that out, it pops right out. And then you have this beautiful loaf of bread. It's so easy to make. I think I made one of the larger sized loaves, and it took about 3 to 3.5 hours to cook. It'll signal during the mixing time when you can do your add-ins. So like if you're adding in like raspberries or other walnuts or what other ingredients into your bread, it'll beep and tell you like now's the time to add your mix-ins and stuff like that. So it's dummy proof. Like you can't not get a good loaf out of this. Double negative there, but it's a really great buy. I'm so glad we got it. It's nice to have, and it also this would make a beautiful gift as well.
Oh, so yeah, absolutely.
If you know somebody, and I like that it's compact in size, it doesn't take up a whole lot of space on your countertop. And again, this is so easy. I can't emphasize enough how easy this is to use. It's like you toss everything in, push 2 or 3 buttons, and you're done. So you don't have to wait for the dough to rise and settle and rise and settle and all of that. It's not a whole day long endeavor. So yeah, definitely a great find today for your kitchen gadgets.
Well, and I love to, obviously you're not taking up the stove to do this. You can do this on the countertop. It's not heating up the entire house because you have the stove going, all that sort of stuff too.
Exactly.
So, yeah, this one, such a cool one. I like that.
And the smell of warm bread in the house, like it just fills the whole house with this yummy, warm, comforting smell. It's amazing. I love it.
All right. Next we have, so I've got a bit of a theme you'll see in some of my products here. So I've got the Ninja Blast here. This is the portable kind of, I use it for smoothies, but portable blender. And this one is amazing. So we use this in our RV. So I love our Ninja blender, like we use it almost every day. And so when we're like traveling or in our RV, like I'm still going to want smoothies. We have them nearly every day. Yeah. And then I saw that they had these, and I've seen other brands that have these kind of mini little blenders. And I've always been concerned that the power of them would not be strong enough to like really crush up.
The smaller you get, like the less power you think you might have. Yeah.
So I've always been concerned that like it wouldn't be strong enough to like actually crush ice or the frozen fruit and stuff like that you're going to want to be using. And then I saw Ninja made one, and I was like, well, that I know is going to be powerful enough. It's really simple to use. So you just have a power button here, and then there's a little kind of cheat sheet that I've left the sticker on.
Oh, great. That's nice.
So it'll tell you like if it's fully charged and ready to go. If there's like sort of flashing white, the base isn't aligned. Like, so it'll kind of let you know what's happening, because there aren't a whole lot of buttons or words or anything that's happening here. So really what it's relying on is the different colors. So if I turn this on, it's hard to pick it up on camera, but then it's showing like right now it's fully purple around that. And so really what you're relying on is the different colors, or if it's blinking, that sort of thing, for what's actually happening with the unit. So like flashing orange means the blades are blocked. So like it's nice to have this little cheat sheet on here, right here. For sure. And then as you hit stop and start, it's like 30 seconds. So it'll kind of go through its own blending system for 30 seconds. You can do it again if you need to, that sort of thing. But yeah, it is so nice and heavy duty, well made. You can see the classic Ninja blades here. Here's the little cup.
Looks like it's easy to clean too.
Super easy to clean. And then just sippy, you can use the sipping out of the top here.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I was very, very, very impressed with the power, the like everything that you want to get out of a little blender, and
Right.
nice small size, portable, all that sort of stuff. You get it in this little package. So I've loved this one. We've used this for, gosh, I want to say like 2.5 years or so. So it's held up great. Haven't had any issues with it. It's obviously rechargeable. So we just charge it up and then take the little charger with us when we go. But it's amazing how long the actual charge lasts as well. And one of the reasons why this one's nice, like if you've ever been in an RV and stuff, you're doing this balancing act. If you're not plugged into like regular shore power, and a lot of times we aren't, a lot of times we're boondocking. So if you're not plugged in, all of your appliances and things like that, you have to be really careful about what you're using, how much power you're using, all that sort of stuff. So the more items that you can have that are still powerful enough, they still actually work, but they're rechargeable, that sort of thing, so they're not drawing from your main power, is really nice. And yeah, cannot recommend this one enough. I love the Ninja brand. You'll notice I have a number of different items that are Ninja that I'll be talking about today, but part of the reason is because they actually work. Like it actually does what you're expecting it to do. Right. And so that's why when I saw they came out with the little portable version, I was like, all right, that one is worth giving a try.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, it's like the Cuisinart bread maker. Like when you find a brand that you know makes really high quality items, that's half the battle of searching for what you're looking for. And when you find that they're making something that fits your need, that's amazing. I think one of my favorite things, this might sound simple with that little Ninja blender, is that it has the sippy cup part too. Like, so you're not pouring it into another cup. So now you've got two things to clean. You've only got one item, and so cleanup is easy too, or you can take it on the go, and that makes it faster and easy too. So really clever ideas for that. It's really cool. Love that.
And then we have some of your utensils.
Yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily call these gadgets, but they are pretty spectacular. And I just had to talk about them today. These are Le Creuset kitchen utensils. So I have the slotted turner. That's like the flapjack turner. I've got the saute spoon, and I have a slotted spoon. And one of the things I was looking for when I wanted to upgrade our kitchen utensils earlier this year. And I have had so many problems finding something that is sturdy enough that gives you the control you need when you're using it. So in particular, I've had turners, like little flapjack kind of, and if you go to pick something up and it's heavy and the neck of this is weak, it holds that down. And so, so you need to like get a little more extra oomph to like flip or turn something over, and then it's flying. Like you don't have control because there's like this flippy action when it's loosey-goosey in the handle. And so I really wanted something that had that firmness about it. So it gave me that control that I wanted, controlling the food, flipping fried eggs or hamburgers or pancakes or what have you, or stirring. But I also don't like that when something is so stiff, it doesn't give you that flexibility that a silicone will, where you're really reaching to the bottom of the pan or stirring the bottom of your scrambled eggs or something like that. And this set has the best of both worlds. So what you see in the blue on these are the flexible silicone parts. So I love this spoon because it just is nice and bendy at the bottom. So I'm really going to get to the bottom of whatever that pan is to stir it and mix it, make sure I'm not burning whatever I'm cooking. But I also have the stiffness in the handle to give me the control. Again, with the turner, I have just this little edge is nice and sturdy. So just like the handle, but I've got the flexibility in the flipper that allows me to really get in and under things without being so stiff that I'm sometimes you miss when it's so stiff, you're missing things, right? It's not really getting capturing underneath all your food. So it conforms to the bottom and edges of your pants, which I really love to prevent sticking and burning and all that kind of stuff. The rigid part is made of a rigid nylon. And as I said, the blue part is a silicone. I definitely think these are my all-time favorite kitchen tools. And they're sold individually, but I highly recommend these. I think they're going to last a long, long time. La Creuset is a great brand, another really strong kitchen brand. And wouldn't this be a fun set to give as a gift as well? So, I mean, your little Ninja blender would be awesome for anybody that like is looking to be a little healthier, wants to have, that their smoothies on the go and all that kind of stuff. I think this would be a really good everyday essentials for pretty much anybody that's in the kitchen, right? Anybody that's in the kitchen would really benefit from these. So I'm so glad I took my time and I went through Amazon to find like the best kitchen tools, and I think I found them. So definitely a win in my book for sure.
And next we have, so I have a event coming up.
I love this.
Where I need to,
oh my God, that's huge. That is huge.
Where I need to actually cut watermelons for about 175 people. And I was like, okay, how am I going to make this easier? And I saw this tool and I was like, all right, let's give this a try. Does it actually work? Are we like, will it make it easier to slice all these watermelons? So this is my first time trying it. And you do need to use a fair amount of strength to get through the watermelon
motion kind of. Yeah.
But it's definitely sharp enough to get all the way through.
Oh
now,
my gosh.
I'm short. So one of the challenges for me was just getting the leverage that you need to. Yeah. So I am on a step stool in order to get to the height that you need in order. You really need that down pressure. Right. So pressure from the top down. But that's works. Amazing. Cuts them into these nice, perfect slices. Yeah. All of them are the same size. And I
love that. I have a small one for apples, but I've never seen anything that huge for watermelons. That is crazy good. I love that.
So then you have, just your perfectly little sliced watermelon. They're all the same size. It makes it so much easier. It also works. I'm talking watermelon because that's obviously what I was testing it on, but it was also what I'm going to be using it, in my mind, I was trying to solve this problem of how am I going to cut watermelon for 175 people and make it easy. And so this little guy was the answer. But you could also do like cantaloupe, lots of different melons will work with this too. So I was very pleasantly surprised that it worked as well as it did. And I was happy because I was concerned that it might work great if you're strong enough to actually get it through the watermelon. And you do need to use some pressure, but you're gonna it's sharp enough. And if you use that little bit of rocking motion, you can get it through the watermelon and it works really well. Like I was very pleasantly surprised.
That's amazing.
With the outcome for it. So I just tossed it in the dishwasher after I was done. It cleaned up just fine.
I love that.
Yeah, super easy. Big enough to actually handle. Like that's a big watermelon that I'm using there. Because I wanted to realistically, I wasn't going to get the little ones that I would normally get, for being my husband. I wanted to get a big one that you would use for like a party or something like that. So that's what I was testing it on. And it really does. It works. I
love it.
I can safely it took a little bit of the nervousness of like, oh my gosh, how long am I going to be cutting watermelon? Out now. I'm like, we can get through this. We can whip through it pretty quickly.
So I have two questions for you. One, who gets the center slice? Because that one looks really delicious.
Yep.
I'll take the whole thing. And secondly, that's going to be a lot safer too.
Yes.
If you're cutting that slice, you're cutting all those slices at once, that saves you from cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. You're still cutting up maybe in smaller chunks,
Yep.
but you're saving, especially those larger, especially cutting through the melon where it's
when
dangerous.
You're trying to cut around that rounded shape can really
and it's
get
wet
pretty
and slippery.
tricky.
Yeah, that's dangerous. So I love the safety factor of that, especially if you've got 175 people, or let's say you've got, a family of 8 or whatever, 10, 12, whatever, you're doing a small backyard barbecue or something. That not only saves time, but it's so much safer. I love that too.
Yeah. So all you do is super simple. You just cut the ends off so that they did get some of the centerpieces. So
Elaine, you're hysterical.
The centerpiece. Yeah, they did get some. And it was, so my dogs, Hank and Hazel, this was their first time actually trying watermelon. And they are both 100% big fans of the watermelons.
Awesome. Oh yeah, I bet you. That's awesome.
It was a really fun way to, test out a product, see if it actually worked. Oh, and I was saying, so just cut off those ends first to give yourself a flat surface, and then you just chop it right down. You get 12 nice large pieces, and then you can chop those up if you need to. So
I have never seen it. That's awesome. You did your research and you found a good one. That's awesome. Like I have a little apple core. It's the exact same thing, but it's like it's like this big, the little one. And those were great. Like what a genius idea just to oversize it for larger melons. That's a fantastic idea.
Yep. Fantastic. I would say the only challenge is make sure you have enough height. So if you need to use a stepping stool or something like that, just so that you can get that downward pressure that you're trying to use, and then
or cut on your kitchen table instead of your kitchen counter, a lower surface, if that helps. So oh, I love that. That is great. Fantastic.
My fun.
You're making my mouth water. I love watermelon. That'd be great. It looks delicious, especially for summer.
My next one here is these little fly fans. So again,
no way. That's awesome.
For this event that I'm going to be helping with, it's going to be outside, and it's in July, so that there's going to be bugs and things like that. And so I was looking for something that would work to help keep the buffet table free of pests and everything. So this is just a rechargeable fly fan. And one of the reasons why I love this one, aside from it had great reviews, is it is rechargeable. So for any of the seasonal items that I have or that I use, I like to find things that are rechargeable, because like inevitably you'll forget to take the batteries out of something. And if you're not, and then 6 months later when you pull it out, and if those batteries have leaked or corroded or any of that sort of stuff, it's such a bummer. So I love the fact that these are rechargeable. They
are cool.
Yeah. And it's just a nice, like, it's not super fast or anything like that. And it's totally soft, so it's safe to have on the table. It's not going to hurt anyone.
And stuff. Yeah. That's
great. You can also adjust it so you can move it to where you need it to go. And on the, let's see, you can see it's got some reflective that also is distracting for the bugs and things like that. Another thing that sort of keeps them away from where you want them away from. And so I'm excited to give this one a try. I've seen people use them before, and I was like, oh, I bet this would be a really helpful item to have, like especially on a buffet table, things like that. It's just
so in the
critters away.
In the picture there it shows 3. Do you get 3?
So so here it comes in.
What a great deal.
Comes in this nice box, and this will be what I store them in, on the off season as well, because You just pop them right back in here. It doesn't take up very much space.
Yeah.
You
nice
get 3
compact.
of the charging cables that comes with
Okay.
it. And then these are just the little base units, and then 3 of your propellers.
That's
and
awesome.
You're good to go. And
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
just
So
close up that box, then you've got it ready for the next season when you need it. So, and they come
Hillary,
in black or
when you-
white, either one.
oh, that's nice. That's a nice
Yep.
option. I like the white. It's pretty, but I
Yeah.
could see for like maybe a formal event or something at
Yep.
nighttime, you could get the darker ones. That would be cute. Okay, so I have to say, whoever has invited you to this family or this get together where the watermelon and all the whole buffet, they're going to be so happy they invited you because you're bringing the coolest stuff to the party. They're going to be like, dang, this is awesome. I love this stuff. We got to invite Hillary more often. This is great. I love these finds. These are so fun.
Yeah, so I love entertaining, and I love outdoor entertaining. And summer is like, these are going to get so much use for me this summer, like throughout the 4th of July, everything else.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
both of these items have
I love it.
They have a very happy home in my home now.
They are really great finds. I'm not trying to pat you on the back, but these are really, really fun finds. So I love that. These are great.
Yeah. So my next one is actually not new to me, but whoops.
There's my bread maker. That's awesome. Makes the best bread.
So this is not new to me. I've had this for years, and it gets, like I said, daily use. Sorry, suction to my. It does have little suctions on the bottom. It's suction to my other table.
So it'll stick where you put it.
Yep.
That's good.
So this is just me making a smoothie here. These are a daily occurrence. But what's cool about this one is it's not only the little smoothie cup that comes with it. You also get a full-size blender cup and a food processor that can also use like a dough paddle. So you get like a whole system all in one with this particular setup. So, and on here, it has presets. So we use that smoothie button. It's amazing because it'll change the speed as it's actually blending to really get all of those ingredients from the bottom of the cup all the way down to the bottom. So this is the food processor bowl here, and I've got the blades in it, but it also has a dough blade if you wanted to do like cookie dough or other types of doughs as well. And then the blender, which has a nice pour spout as well.
Cool.
And all of these are just so well made, and like they've held up. They get a ton of use, and they've held up beautifully. So here I'm.
No wonder you love the ninjas. That's cool.
Yep. And they all lock on, which is nice. So here I'm making some watermelon, lime, and mint, and I'm just blending this one up. So not a particularly difficult thing to blend. The smoothie had the frozen fruit. That's a little bit more challenging to blend. But here you can see if you use not the programmed part, but just the medium, high, low, it'll use that counter on the front and it'll count up. So you can tell how long you've actually been blending it for. So if you have a recipe that says like blend it for 30 seconds or, you know, whatever, if there's something really specific, it's got a counter on it that will count up, which is really nice. So for that watermelon, I blended it for about probably 20 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can see there's the ice crush, extract, and then the chop and dough ones. Those won't light up unless you actually have the food processor attachment on it. So it's nice. It'll kind of give you indications of like which programs to use for which of the attachments that you have on it. So this has been a workhorse in our house. Like we literally daily it gets used. So, and it's held up amazingly well. And I love the fact that I was able to kind of condense. I obviously, if you've noticed, I have a kitchen gadget. I have a love of kitchen gadgets and things like that. So it's nice when I can kind of condense things a little bit. So
Yeah.
this one is sort of a 3-in-1 for me. So I could get rid of my other food processor and some other things, you know,
Yeah.
and just have everything else all in one, which is a really nice one.
That is nice.
Yeah.
That would make a beautiful wedding gift. Like this
Yeah.
is wedding season too. That would make a gorgeous wedding gift. It's like an all-in-one, you know,
Yep.
For the new family, the new bride and groom. I think that would be a great wedding gift, for sure. Love that.
And then that watermelon kind of puree that I made, that makes
Mhm.
great. Like if you're wanting to make just watermelon lemonade, any of that sort of thing.
Oh,
But I
right.
also have another item that I'll be talking about later with what I actually use that for. But you could also use it in your silicone molds if you wanted to freeze.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Just freeze up some pureed watermelon as
For
a
sure.
dog treat or people treat or whoever treat. Everybody loves a watermelon.
You bet. You bet. Now these are amazing. I love these. Hillary and I have used these for lots and lots of recipes. Of course, because we love our pups and we're kind of DIY aficionados. We love to do all kinds of things, handmade and homemade. In particular, one of those things are dog treats. And with this set, you get 4 sets, 4 trays, silicone trays of these little puppy paw prints. I think these are so adorable. They're a nice deep tray, but they're not so big. Like the paw prints aren't so big. Like I've got tiny dogs, so these make the perfect size treat. And you can do these you can do frozen treats, you can make candy, you can do baked goods with these. So they're safe from the freezer to the oven. They're super easy to clean. I just throw them in the dishwasher, or you can hand wash them if you wanted to. I love how flexible they are. Now, when you're using them, you probably want to put them on a baking tray if they're going in the oven because they are so flexible, or you might want to put them on, like sometimes I just put them on a dinner plate when I put them in the freezer, just something small. But they do need support before whatever you're making is done. But I can't recommend these highly enough. I think they're just adorable. So our pups are part of our lives, and summertime is definitely one of those things that we love to do, is celebrate the holidays or the summer fun, the warm days with our pups, and kind of freezing them some. You can just put yogurt in here or throw yogurt and some blueberry jam or whatever you want. Super easy things. As Hillary said, you can whip up some watermelon. And that sounds delicious, actually. Little watermelon treats sound perfect for the summer. And again, these kind of all just collapse together. So they're super easy to store. I can't say enough nice things about them. We've even made like gelatin dog treats with silicone trays as well. So really fun, flexible, non-stick, food safe, all the things.
And what I love about those ones in particular is they have a really cute pattern on the frozen side. So on the bottom side it comes out really nice. You can actually see all the little foot pads and things like that.
Little toes. Yeah.
Yep. It's adorable, especially for frozen treats. They work like they just as soon as you pull them out of that mold, they have all their little details. It's so cute. And I love the way that those ones turned out.
And I like that there's multiple trays because then you can make as many or as few as you want. So like with our pups, I don't tend to make dozens of dog treats at a time. I usually make a limited batch, and I like that I can just fill one tray. Like it's not one big tray with a lot of paw prints on it that I've got to find space for in the freezer or in the oven or whatever. It's nice that they're small and compact. And if you don't need 4 trays, you can split them in half and share with your friends, So love these.
Right. Our next one is, again, the theme of frozen treats here. So let me remove that guy. So this is my newest addition. This is a lovely gift from Patty. So this is a Ninja Creamy. She heard me She heard me pining away for a Ninja creamy and surprised
I had never
me
heard of
with
the
one.
creamy. You're like, oh, I've always wanted a creamy. I'm like, what's a creamy? I hadn't heard that. I'd heard a Ninja, but I didn't know it was, a thing. So yeah, happy early birthday.
Yeah, so this I'm using the watermelon, mint, and lime that I blended up there, and I'm just making a
Ooh,
sorbet. So one of the
nice.
things that you'll need to do is allow it to, it's not an instant gratification machine. You
Yeah.
need to allow for 24 hours for whatever it is that you're wanting to make to
Okay.
fully freeze, and then
Okay.
it's just I don't know how this magic works, because you saw me put that little blade on at the beginning.
Yeah.
Somehow it all comes together and gets all blended to create that creamy texture, like
Ooh.
throughout the entire pint that you're creating.
Oh
So
wow. Is it like a soft serve? Or is
No.
it like it's like a hard ice cream? I mean,
So-
not hard, but like a
no, that's what's nice about this.
yeah.
If you can see here, there's different programs. So I was
Oh,
making
okay.
sorbet. So
Yeah.
depending on what you're actually making, you're going to use a different setting for it.
Okay.
So for the sorbet,
Cool.
you can use the sorbet. Now, if it doesn't come out quite creamy enough for you, there's also a respin. That's what I'm showing here.
Oh,
A respin
nice.
button, so you can respin it again if you want to. But you have like your ice cream, your low-fat ice cream, your gelato. You could do milkshake
wow.
or a smoothie bowl. I've been seeing a
Ooh.
ton of like different smoothie bowls coming through my feed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll definitely be one that I'll need to try as well. And the other fun thing is kind of like your bread maker.
Mm-hmm.
It'll tell you like when to add your mix-ins. So
Yep.
after it's spun, you can add in your sprinkles or your Captain Crunch or your Fruity
Yep.
Pebbles or whatever kind of
chocolate
crazy
chips
things.
or
Yep,
whatever things you want in there.
whatever
Yeah.
crazy things that you want to add into your ice cream and customize it, and then it has its own mix-in program as well. So yeah, I'm so excited to be giving this one a try. This is like, who doesn't love ice cream? Like, and
Yeah.
this does
Yeah.
all sorts of different ways of like gelato or the smoothies or the sorbet. So
Yeah.
like you really get a ton of mileage out of one machine here.
Yeah.
It doesn't take very long, and it'll show like it'll kind of light up a line across as it's going
Okay.
through. It's
Like a little progress bar kind of
yeah,
thing.
it's progress bar. It also comes with a recipe book with a ton of different
Nice.
recipes for it.
That
But
helps.
obviously you could find a million recipes online
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Like there's so
Well, you were
many
talking
fun-
about some that have a lot of like high protein
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff.
So
So
that's
what
what I'm
intrigued
very
me about it
excited
too. Yeah.
to give a try. It's always a challenge to get in, your
Enough.
protein
Yeah.
goals and stuff like that. So
Yep.
if you can do it in ice cream, like what the heck, yeah.
There's your
That's
new daily
amazing.
routine. I know.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's healthy. It's all healthy.
So
And
yeah,
it's on sale. So
yes.
that's awesome too. There's a nice chunk of change that you can save on this one. So for sure. Yeah.
So
love that.
fun.
That's
Like
always helps.
I know like the kids would love to get involved with, kind of creating your own different
Oh yeah, that would be
concoctions, that sort
great.
of thing. So, and obviously like summer fruits and everything, you can add those
Yeah.
in. You can make the sorbets or you can make the ice creams, either one.
Right.
Yeah, so much fun. I'm very much enjoying this one. It's a new favorite for me. So
That's awesome. I love that. That's so cool. I could see kids like if you have a number of kids in the family, like they could each pick their own flavor,
Yep.
or if somebody has allergies and somebody else, so that you want to leave an ingredient out, but you want to put it in for everybody else. Like it's a nice size too.
Yep.
So you're not making this huge tub. It's like fresh every time. So I love
exactly. Yeah.
that.
And
That's so nice.
you can buy more, like it comes with 2 of the little pint holders, but you can, buy
Okay.
more of those separately so that you can like kind of have things for everybody in the family, have their
Yep.
own, their own special ingredients, their own special concoction. So yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, the
Oh,
watermelon.
and one
is
of the other
delicious.
tips is you have to make sure to freeze it flat. So like when you put
Oh,
your liquid into the freezer, don't have it at an angle or anything like that. Make sure that it's sitting flat so that
okay.
it will freeze flat.
Yeah.
That was
Well, I'm sure as the blade goes, it wants to be evenly distributed from
exactly.
the beginning, so it's not hitting, something
Yep.
as it gets started. Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that.
Very, very fun. Again, dishwasher safe, super easy to
Nice.
clean.
Another
And
great wedding gift too, I
yep,
think would
yep.
be really a fun gift. You'll be the favorite guest at the wedding if you bring if you bring this. Who doesn't want ice cream? It makes everybody happy. That's great.
Very fun one. All right. Next, I need to hear about this thing. This
All right.
is new to
Yeah.
me.
This is Nordic Ware, which is a really great brand. You and I have their pans, their baking
Yep.
pans and things. So I wanted to give this a try. There are a number of these on Amazon, different brands, but I really like the Nordic brand. And I knew they would make a nice, high quality pasta maker. So that's what this is. It's a pasta maker. And this is like the lazy person's pasta maker. So what I love about this is it's microwavable, so you're not having to stand over boiling water. You have these rings on the inside. I don't know if you can see can you see the rings in the middle?
Yep.
And there's a 1 and a 3. So if you've got spaghetti or long noodles like not lasagna, lasagna is really fat noodles, linguine or anything like that, you can use this to measure portions. So that's nice. That sometimes you're pulling it out of the box and you're not quite sure how many it's going to feed. So it's nice that it gives you the servings there. If it's anything else like macaroni or any kind of other shaped pasta, you just put in however much you think what you would normally use, and it's usually like a cup or a cup and a half or whatever the recipe calls for. And then you put your pasta in the bottom of this tray, and it's kind of got this ridge here, so the pasta is going to sit above the water. And then you fill this, you cover the pasta with water, so you just cover the pasta just with water in here. Then you put this in the microwave by itself, and they say that the time it takes to cook the pasta is the same that it would be on the box. So it doesn't necessarily speed up the cooking time, but think about how long it takes to get the water to boil.
For my stovetop, it takes forever because for some reason the burners are so far away from the actual flame. It just takes forever to boil a pot of water at my house. I don't know why.
Right, exactly. I always seem to be standing over, like I'm making a sauce or whatever that goes with the pasta. I'm like, oh, I forgot to start boiling the water because that takes time, so it throws the timing off of the rest of the cooking. So anyway, this saves you from that. So again, you throw the pasta at the bottom of this, cover it with water, and you stick it in the microwave for however long you need to cook it, as the instructions on the box of pasta. And then you use this lid as a strainer. Now they tell you to use gloves because the steam coming off of this, it's boiling water. It's going to be hot, but you put oven mitts on, and then you can turn this over and it gets all the water out, and you pop it back and you're done. So again, it's a very simple gadget, but there's so many benefits to using this. I love this. It's one of those things that helps keep your kitchen cool in the summer, and also speeds up the time so you're not in the kitchen any longer than you need to be. But it's surprisingly easy. The other thing that I love is it's got instructions here on the inside. So it'll say cooking instructions: add pasta, add water to cover the pasta. Step 3, boil the pasta without the lid. So don't use the lid while it's cooking. And then use the lid to drain and serve. So if you forget, like you've used this once and then you put it away and you're like, now how do I use this thing again? It's got the instructions right on it. So again, it's nice. kind of dummy proof. So it shows you the servings. It gives you the instructions on how to use it. It's super easy to use. And I like that it doesn't take up an extra burner if you need extra burners while you're cooking. And you don't have to watch water boil before you actually get your pasta cooking. So that's super nice. Dishwasher safe, all the things. Really, I can't express this enough. High quality, like super high quality. This is not like cheap stuff. This is definitely not. This is something that's going to last and last and last. So definitely love this. it's a great find. And another fun gadget would be great to give as a gift as well for the person that has everything.
We have your egg cooker.
Another little fun gadget. I love this thing. We use this. So you use your smoothie blender. We have hard-boiled eggs almost all the time. Definitely every week we are boiling eggs. And this is another one of those gadgets where I'm not standing over the stove watching the water boil.
Yep.
You basically, this one fits 6 eggs. I think some of the newer ones fit 7 eggs. You can put one in the middle. And then basically what you do is it comes with this little cup that gives you its measuring units. So if you want soft, medium, or hard-boiled eggs, you fill up to the water line. And then you pour that water into the little reservoir. You put your eggs on top, and then the bottom of this little cup has a pin, and you poke a hole at the top of all of your eggs. So you can see I'm pouring the water into it, and then I'm just using the bottom of this little cup to poke a hole. It relieves the pressure inside the egg as it's cooking. And so you have a little hole at the top of all your eggs, and then you push the button, put the lid on tight, and the timer will go off. It'll have a nice little bell, and you can see that it comes with other little trays. There's like an omelet tray, and I can't remember. There's a couple different little trays that come with it too. Oh, a poached egg tray. So if you want to make different kinds of eggs, yeah, there's the omelet tray. There's the poached egg tray. So really super fun little gadget. The other thing I will say about this, my father-in-law loved making hard-boiled eggs, but as he got older, he would set it on the stove and go watch TV, you know, because you're cooking eggs for like 12 minutes or whatever it is to get them to be hard boiled. And he would forget about the eggs. And one time he had hard boiled eggs exploding in his kitchen.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
So we ended up getting him one of these. It's so much safer, easier to use. You get this fun little chime. It's like ding, 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 ding. You know, when it's all done. So you know exactly how, you know, when your eggs are finished, you just push the button to turn it off, and, you know, you pull them out. I like to stick them in a bowl of ice water just to cool them down immediately. Sometimes that makes it easier to shell them. Some people, my husband will just plop them in a bowl in the refrigerator without any cold water or ice. So everybody's different, but this little gadget is amazing. It's so easy. It's actually makes it fun to make hard-boiled eggs. The other thing I'm not worried about is sometimes when you're boiling eggs, they're bouncing around and they're getting cracked in the boiling water. And then you've kind of got this muddy water as you're cooking eggs and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that as well. They're perfect every time. I love that you have the exact measurement you need to make soft, medium, or hard-boiled eggs, you know, so they come out beautiful every single time. But yeah, this little Dash rapid egg cooker is a really fun gadget, and something, I mean, think about all the things you can put hard-boiled eggs, you know, you can make egg salad, you can cut up your hard-boiled egg and put it in a salad, you know, you can put it in pasta salads and all the things you can make with this. So, and eggs are good for you. Good source of protein. We were talking about protein. So,
and they also have, so we're talking about, there's a 6 one, a 7 holder one, but they also have double decker ones. So if you have a really big family or things like that, so they have this in multiple kind of configurations for as many
colors.
Yep. Oh yeah. The colors, there's a ton of colors, and there's some that are like Peeps version of it and stuff like that are branded, just adorable as well. So, really definitely worth it. And we've had ours for years and years, so I highly recommend them. They last a long time. They're easy to clean, easy to use. And again, I know I keep saying this, but this would make a really fun gift too as well. Love it. All right. And I got another crazy kitchen gadget. So mine might be simple. Some of mine might be super simple, but they're really fun. This is a low tech little device. It's the rock and roll pizza cutter. You can see I'm cutting the pizza. So this has it's plastic. It's got a tapered edge to it that cuts pizza perfectly, or focaccia bread or flatbreads or anything like that. It cuts it perfectly. And you can see I'm using it. You can even use it as a little server if you want. But
what I really love about it is it's not going to scratch any surfaces. So like if it's not going to scratch your stovetop or your pans or anything like that, you're not going to need to worry about cutting it. It's completely safe. There's no sharp edges that's going to cut you. So even the kids can get, you pull the pizza out of the oven, the kids can cut their own slice, which I really love. You're basically using a rocking motion and some pressure pushing down to cut through the crust, and it works every single time. And we've had ours forever. It seems like, I think I've had this for like 10, 15 years, and it still works perfectly every time. This would make a great gift for like college kids or for birthday. This would be a fun hostess gift if you're going to a barbecue or any kind of little family get together. This would make a fun little hostess gift. You could put this together with like some pizza dough or, some other, like make a little kit, some seasoning, Italian seasonings and things like that, some garlic, and put this in with a little gift basket. It's a great value for the price. I just think this is such a fun little gadget. And this is the second one we've had, so they last a really, really long time. I won't go back to a regular wheel pizza cutter. I just won't go back. These just work so well. They store flat, easy, out of the way. I highly recommend these for sure.
Very cool. And then we have one. Let me just...
Oh, yeah. So this is so cool. I don't have this now. I'm actually looking at getting this, and it's on sale. Look at that. There's a nice big discount. This is the Presto Pizzazz rotating pizza cooker. Oh my gosh. I used to have one of these and I loved it. I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, part of it's being cooked, but the other part's not being cooked. Like, what's going on here? Is this going to even turn out okay? And it turns out perfectly every time. So it's like the unit is under like a broiler. It's like an intense cooking. So it gives, as it's rotating around, it's still like the cooking is kind of settling down. So it's not overcooking at all. So it's almost like it keeps it at a perfect temperature as it's rotating. It's a fun gadget to like watch your pizza cook too. I just love it. It's super easy to use. Ours lasted a nice long time. I can't remember why. We've moved a bunch of times, so I can't remember why we don't have it anymore, but I'm definitely looking at getting this one because it would be so fun to have. Your oven, you're waiting for the oven to preheat, and a lot of pizzas are like 425, 450, 475, to really get a nice hot oven to cook your pizza. And that takes a while to preheat your oven, and this little gadget will keep your kitchen cool, and it cooks the perfect pizza every time. You can cook fresh pizza, frozen pizza, you name it. I really love this gadget. It's really kind of cool.
This is really fun. And I love the fact that, like you said, it's sort of entertainment and cooking.
Yes.
In one. So
it totally is.
The kids would love to watch this one. Yeah, and everybody be able to kind of customize their own pizzas and that sort of thing. And then you get to watch them cook. I think this one is a lot of fun.
Just seeing the cheese bubble, and then it kind of settles down and then it goes around and then it heats up again and stuff. So yeah, I really love this. It's a really fun, gadget.
So this one is on sale as well. So another way to add a little savings to the summer.
And another fun wedding gift. Like, wouldn't this be a fun wedding? Like a unique, like you want to give stuff that's like really good quality, but unique and fun. And it's going to bring a smile to everybody. So we've had a number of those today, and I'm really glad we got a chance to share all these fun ideas.
Yeah,
for
this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great. Yay.
So hopefully we've inspired you for your own kitchen or somebody else's kitchen. If you want to gift some kitchen items as well,
or gift them to yourself.
Exactly. Yes, I'm very much in favor of gifting some of these, especially things that are like time savers. It makes it a little bit easier for if you have a lot of entertaining, that sort of thing that's going to be happening over the summer. Like find those things that actually work, that do save you some time and effort. Like it really does make a huge difference, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable to get to
Right.
the fun part of what you're doing. Like,
Yeah, hanging out with family
Yeah.
and friends and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing that I love about it is getting things that make so you can make stuff that's healthier, you know,
Yep.
like the ingredients
You know
that
exactly
are
what's
in it.
going in.
You're, you know, it's so like the smoothie maker that you have, or even this little popcorn popper that we talked about. Like there's so many things, you know, what's in it. It's going to be healthier. It's going to be, you know, that much more enjoyable. Yeah, all the things. So, and hopefully we found some really fun things that'll, again, keep your kitchen nice and cool, and give you more time back with the family. So anyway, a lot of fun. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.